Last night a bitch nigga shot a real nigga. But we don't make no diss records, we just deal with it. Plus I be going through a lot, I never talk about it. And they using niggas songs in court, so I can't talk about it. Rap niggas think I'm dumb, like I don't see the play. I let them think they got the ups, then get them out the way. On FaceTime, my brother telling me he shot my mama, telling me to chill, but I know he seen that nigga face. But that's enough about that part. Talking about respect, well, it's a must about that part. Playing with my money, well, then it's up about that part. Cause when it's time to play ball, don't give a fuck about that part. They know I'm that nigga when they see me. Her man crush been a hater and her little brother won't beat me. Her friend been on my dick since I was passing out CDs. Her baby daddy a mark and her boyfriend probably a weenie. 3,300 on my book bag. Left some niggas in the past, but I don't look back. Shit kinda different, I ain't the man that I was. I seen death in too many forms and I ain't never really shook that. Don't let him rock you to sleep, true colors better believe him. I know that God got me, but I be riding with my reaper. Praying with my kids and even then I got my heater. And I be stepping so hard, this hoes in $1,000 sneakers. Take your bitch when I meet her and you ain't seen her in about 3 days. Knew I was a threat, I passed that stick like a relay. Spin it back to back, it's like a motherfucking replay. Turn your son into a bitch when I shoot, I think I'm D-Wade. Told him I'm a savage, if I want it, I'ma have it. Playing with my lettuce, cook your head like a cabbage. Tell them that I'm rich and I'm solid, that's the advantage. Bitch, bad kids, fresh little nigga, you can't stand it. Tell them big checks, yardsticks, not a roof. All I smoke is ops and I don't never smoke a hookah. Looking for a blessing that's worth it, Jesus and Judas. Tell them niggas game 6, my whole team full of shooters. I slide on a nigga like a motherfucking flip-flop. Pressure on your homie and I promise he a flip-flop. Talking that wookie-woo, something. I know the police listen, so I ain't really saying nothing. I know these niggas envy, they can't manage how they feel. Jealousy's for bitches, you niggas pussy for real. A nigga get the drop and he happen to shoot. First we heal up and get back. We ain't going on the shirt, I swear to God.
That wooty woo, some. Know the police listen, so I ain't saying nothing. Talking that woo.
And obviously, like I said, sometimes when I do videos like that, people tend to reach out. People tend to give me a little bit more inside information. And I gather some information along with some...
For those of y'all who don't know, there was 19 men arrested in the conspiracy to get up Swifty Blue. You feel me? So get down. Get off my bed. Get off. Get off. Get down. Go to your bed. Anyway, yeah, man, that was a conspiracy to hit up Swifty Blue. 19 men were arrested. So that's what they talked about for those of y'all who don't know, but let's get back into it.
Pictures that I want you guys to see. Very disturbing, very disgusting on some of the people's behavior. But it's a trip that how fast they were quick to turn on Swifty Blue. And I broke down the details on what he didn't do wrong and why they're still hating on him. This is a prime example how being from Southern California, you're doing everything right, never piss nobody off, and your own people will hate you, target you, and then start gunning for you. This green light sanctioned by the Mexican Mafia is another example in which I care to elaborate on why it's frivolous, it's bullcrap, and yes, so many gang members are willing to abide by it and hurt their own people when it's frivolous nonsense just targeting somebody because they're hating on them. Let's get right into the video. If you guys read the Los Angeles Times article, there was a section where they said that they went to Swifty Blue's mom's house and tagged on it. Well, here's the pictures because these gang members that are hating on Swifty Blue went to their Instagrams, and you can see their Instagram account in which they posted it. They themselves went to Instagram, posted it on their own stories while they're at Swifty Blue's mom's house tagging on it, saying F his Vadio.
Tagging his mother's house is wild.
Come outside, we at your mama house. That's how low and scandalous some of these gang members have became. Now, mind you, this video right here that I'm showing you, I guess Swifty Blue went on live and they asked about it. And what did I say was going to happen? Just because 19 people got indicted, everybody ran to social media and was immediately assuming and trying to portray the image that 19 people got indicted because Swifty Blue started snitching. What did I say was going to happen? That's why for a long time I've been talking about in a lot of videos, like some of these gang members out on the streets, all they do is follow trends. That's all they do. They're nothing but followers. Nobody's real leaders out here. Nobody's
gang banging is literally just following the trend. That's literally what the definition kind of is.
Doing due diligence, checking paperwork. If you hear somebody's no good, you're going to tell somebody else what you heard. They're going to tell somebody else what they heard. Next thing you know, there's a rumor being spread that this individual was no good. And there's no paperwork to prove it. Nobody has any valid reason. Nobody knows the inside information. But once the rumor gets started, people are going to eventually find themselves in predicaments where they have to react on that kind of rumor. That's all it was. Bunch of people spreading rumors without paperwork. aside from the names and then
But that's where it can get dangerous at. The spreading of rumors without paperwork is where things can get tricky at. That's where things can start to kind of fall apart and not really be 100% clear.
So Swifty Blue's right here basically saying that he's accessible in Los Angeles County Jail because he went to the active side in which he got sliced. Pretty much he was trying to tell everybody, I ain't PC because the only way they were able to get to me is because I went active. And then he got released. And he basically also said that it's not his fault that a bunch of people in Los Angeles County Jail who were calling their moms and who were calling Kern Valley State Prison, talking to big homies that were working for big homies, it's not their fault that they were careless and talking over the phones and got themselves indicted, which could be the case unless any of these guys was to come out with paperwork, but I highly doubt it. Everything in that article specifically describes that they were recorded on wiretaps, having all these communications, doing background checks on this Paramount rapper, Swifty Blue, and they got word that he's no good and he was green lighted. But let me share you some information on what came off the streets. Now,
it's crazy that all this got caught up in a wiretap, bro, and it's just these phones, fool. Look, they let yet, man. These phones. They gonna get you in trouble, bro. These phones.
Mentioned in the video about Snuffy, but I knew about Snuffy before the Swifty Blue situation. Dude's practically a millionaire on the streets. But I also explained what he's been known to do, some of his tactics, how he's been investigated and questioned by his own people, but nothing has happened to him. A lot of people in Los Angeles, specifically the Paramount audio areas, the city of Paramount in itself, a lot of people use his name out of fear. Now, you can recall a lot of my videos in the past, I've always said a lot of these gang members will utilize these Mexican Mafia names even if they're not in touch with them. If they work with them but they don't have any communication with them, they can easily use that as a credit card. That is their license. Since you work for them, they can go around telling other vadios and other gang members, yeah, I work for this fool, this is what this fool said. Most of the time, gang members ain't gonna question that because
pretty much everybody can put their own spin on the situation and say, hey, this is what I wanted to happen, or this is my interpretation of what was said, and now I can kind of put my own twist on it. Got it.
You're throwing a big homie's name. In this particular article, yeah, he did get indicted. He did get put up in this investigation. He's being questioned. He's being charged because all these gang members in LA County Jail were throwing his name around. A lot of these gang members that were on the streets working on behalf of some of these members that were in Los Angeles were throwing his name around. So word on the street is that's how his name got caught up because everybody continuously used the word Snuffy. Snuffy said this, the Snuffy said that, is Snuffy mad at him, why he's mad at him. So I wanted to
You done got Snuffy caught up. Six, come lay down.
do a little bit of background check and try
Lay
to
down.
find a connection
Come on.
to Snuffy
Come.
and Swifty
Lay down.
Blue. And trust me when I tell you there's a story in there. It has to do with women. Snuffy hating on some of Swifty Blue's women. I guess they were seeing or sleeping with the same women. Snuffy got mad about it. But I believe it was 2020 and 2021 when Swifty Blue was doing his music. He gave him two businesses, a retail store and a gambling spot. And Swifty Blue couldn't manage both. So Swifty Blue was like, I can't do both, just give me one. I'm focused on my music. Snuffy wasn't even mad at him, but he was prioritizing himself and his music over, Mexican Mafia operations. So he gave him the retail store and took away the gambling spot. But they said that Snuffy had no reason to hate on Swifty Blue. But there was a couple of incidences that occurred in regards to, involving women, messing with certain women were involved, talking smack. And then I guess some of the women were telling Snuffy that Swifty Blue was talking smack about Snuffy. All
Of course they were. Of course they were. Of course that was a bad situation made worse.
this escalated little by little. It became an internal confrontation that led to bigger issues. But a lot of people are saying that it really wasn't Snuffy that sanctioned the green light on Swifty Blue. But his name got thrown in the indictment because people continuously use his name. That there's actually another Mexican Mafia member right now in the feds. His name is Toro from Eastside Paramount. That's actually the one that sanctioned the green light on Swifty Blue and has the green light. And he's working together with another Mexican Mafia member from Santa Monica named Psycho, who runs the whole west side of Los Angeles. They're collaborating with one another. They're complicit to one another. And Snuffy's name kept getting brought up because he's the one on the streets pretty much telling people yeah, whatever, man, go ahead, do what you guys got to do. They're saying that the green light didn't come from him. It came from the feds, and it came from the big homie from Santa Monica, who's in control of a lot of the MS-13 factions out there. And I mentioned that a long time ago on my videos. The way they broke it down to me was like, Snuffy had a lot going on.
There's a lot of politics in the situation, man. Just at some point, I just hope everybody figure out a way to do better, man, because this right here is wild.
He has a lot of businesses involving a lot of neighborhoods, a lot of this and a lot of that. They said it's like one of those situations like when you're busy and your kids are telling you a bunch of stuff and you're like, yeah, whatever, go do it. Just go do it. I'm busy right now. And then you remind yourself later when something happens, you're like, hey, who told you to do that? It was me. I don't remember telling you to do that. They said it's one of those situations where Snuffy was just kind of putting it on the backboard, on the back burner, like, all right, whatever, y'all do what you got to do. I got other things to worry about. But it's because all these gang members in Los Angeles, you have Clever, you have Dreamer, you have Demon, you have all these individuals just speaking to one another.
Clever, Demon, and Dreamer. This is a demon with a clever dream. Put them all together. Thing.
Trying to get to the bottom of it because Swifty Blue is in LA County Jail. And it's all rumors. No paperwork, because the situation in which he's getting green-lighted for is not even on paperwork. But you're trying to deem him no good and greenlight this individual like if he's a child molester, he's a chomo, he's a pedo, he's a rat, he's a snitch. There's no paperwork that indicates any of that. They're just going off people hating on him in word of mouth. They say one of the biggest haters is Downer from Dog Patch, Paramount, who's been spreading all the rumors, not only about Swifty Blue, but about other gang members as well, and trying to get people.
Hey, bro, this is like Mean Girls Gangland edition.
Without proper authorization, without valid proof, and people in the city of Paramount and other gang members are just going off word of mouth. Oh, he said it. If he said it, he works for that big homie. It's good as gold, bro. And it's crazy that this dude right here, you know, he's wanted for questioning, and a lot of people keep saying free Demon now, including one of Swifty Blue's former friends, Chito Ranas, even put it in his bio, free Demon. This individual turned himself in, swears that he has a valid case, that there is nothing to prove, but in accordance to the indictment, he was the one that said 187 on Swifty. A lot of people on the internet are making the assumption that him right here was the one that tagged up Swifty Blue's mom's house, and that he's probably one of the biggest haters of Swifty Blue. I don't know what the relationship is. I just know in accordance to the indictment that's being published by Los Angeles Times and what I gathered from the streets, everybody got a legitimate reason to hate on Swifty Blue, but it's all because of his music, because of his name, how he's been moving around, his maneuvers, his motion. We don't know why Toro from Eastside Paramount decided to greenlight another rapper. This is a sick scenario, aside from them tagging on his own mom's house, posting at his own mama's house, taking a picture at his mom's house, and then posting it on Instagram saying, come to your mom's house, bro, we're right here. That is pretty pathetic, and that is pretty scandalous how they're targeting and vandalizing his own moms, when in reality, everybody on the streets is just hating on this man, period. But to end it on this note, this is how scandalous these organizations really are. This is how scandalous some of these Southerners really are. And I'm not here to bash Swifty Blue. I'm actually supportive of him because he didn't pay no taxes. Unlike, you know, this dude right here, Bam Bam, his hood, Diablos 13, actually used to pay Psycho from Santa Monica. They used to pay taxes to him, but now they pay another Mexican Mafia member from Temple Street. You got all these neighborhoods that pay taxes to one Mexican Mafia member, then move to the next Mexican Mafia member. They just get passed around like rag dolls. It's a trip that all these Mexican Mafia members had their focus on Swifty Blue. In the same sense, they had their focus on Money Sign Sway. And why do you think Lefty has been making a lot of interviews lately? If you go watch all his recent interviews, he's always talking about his hood, that it's not cool no more. He did a lot for his hood. You know, he gave his hood change. He did his hood this. And trust me when I tell you, do your little background check. You'll see how some of it's slowly coming out, how Lefty Gunplay feels about his neighborhood. Why? Because probably his neighborhood
got their hands so deep in his pocket they could scratch his ankle.
Taxing him as well. You can't be a Southern rapper without anybody from your neighborhood or anybody from your area taxing you for it. And the cool part about it is that a lot of these gang members are trying to rally up and trying to instigate situations online. Doesn't help that a lot of us YouTubers are talking about it and instigating the situation, but I'm not trying to do it to instigate situations between Swifty Blue and everybody else. I'm just putting his organization that he's a part of, that he still wants to be active about, I'm putting them on blast to show how careless they are and how reckless they are and how scandalous they can become when you're doing good for yourself. Because Swifty Blue's on probation, and they're trying to find a way to get him to violate probation because none of the gang members in Paramount really want to go about it on the streets.
They're trying to get him out of a violation so they can get him in jail. That's scandalous. Imagine trying to get one of your homies violated by probation so you can get with him on the streets, in jail, because you don't want to get with him on the streets.
Out the game. They don't want to take his win like that. They rather him violate probation, go to LA County Jail, where all these gang members who ain't got nothing else to lose and nothing else to live for besides impress a gang member and a big homie in Kern Valley State Prison and another big homie in the feds, while they utilize Snuffy's name to drag him all through the mud. All these reckless gang members who just love talking on the phone, they want him to violate probation so they could put him in LA County Jail where they can get a hold of him again and get the job done. So to me, it's very important that Swifty Blue continues his journey in success. And never mind all the haterism, never mind how many people will try to make him out to be a PC or a dropout or a snitch. Continue to do what you do, man, because haterism is a bird effect. They hated on this man. They try to target this man. They try to take this man out, but he survived. Hopefully he doesn't put himself in a predicament where he does end up back in LA County Jail where he has to deal with this mess, get confronted like this, because they're not always going to have bad luck. Eventually, there's going to be a situation where they do get lucky, and a lot of us are going to talk about
I mean, yeah, somebody's going to end up doing something to you, man. It's crazy that Swifty Blue has to go through this situation.
another dead rapper out of Los Angeles, specifically the Paramount area, and that's what I don't want to do. But I thought I'd bring this information to your guys' attention. So with that being said, like I always say, is one life, one chance. We only got one chance to do this right.
Hey, man, that's crazy. Y'all know the deal, though. Red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest. Free Avenue Angel Tweets free. We gone.